What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back here with another rebuild here on Madden 25 as we're still continuing with these draft rebuilds. Now, I did skip 3 and 4 because it wasn't that long ago where I did a Patriots and a Giants rebuild. I literally did them like last week or something like that. It was, like I said, very recently. So we've skipped the 5th overall pick, and today we're going to be doing a Mason Graham Jacksonville Jaguars rebuild in Madden 25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me about 85% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do fall in the 85%, want to change that, that would be greatly appreciated as we're on the road to 10,000 subs currently. So we go ahead and take a look at the lineup currently and what the Jaguars did in free agency. So let's kind of recap a little bit. I think I have pretty much everybody that they signed here, which is great. So they signed Patrick McCarry, they signed Udoga, they signed Hainsey. I'm trying to remember exactly everyone they signed. It wasn't like a crazy good free agency class. Obviously, they added De'Ami Brown. They added Nick Mullins to be their backup. And then on the defense, they also added Hunter Long. On the defensive side of the football, they signed Eric Murray, Jordan Lewis. So guys like that. So nothing too outlandish or too crazy. It was a kind of a mid free agency class for the Jaguars. Nothing crazy. Obviously, they had a new GM come in. Liam Cohen is also here now. So it's kind of a rehaul. They released Evan Ingram, traded Christian Kirk. So we're about to head in this draft, though, with this 5th overall selection, and we're going to see what we can do with it. So let's go ahead and jump in without further ado, without further delay, get this draft rebuild started. So let's see what we can do going into this. So hopefully Mason Graham just gets, falls to us. He usually does, I think. So let's see how this goes. The Titans take Cam Ward usually, and yep, so that's kind of how I expected to go in real life potentially. Now, the Giants one makes me question a little bit more because of the 2 quarterbacks signed, but if my mock draft was today, which I'm not a mock draft expert by any means, but I would probably do this. I'd probably do Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Shador, Travis Hunter, or you could even do Travis Hunter at the Giants, and then who knows where Shador goes after that because the Raiders signed Geno Smith. The Jets signed Justin Fields. Carolina has Bryce Young. New Orleans, of course, is Derek Carr, so maybe they would take... I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if the Giants don't take Shador Sanders where he would go. Maybe the Raiders still take him, though, even though they have, obviously, like I said, they still also have Geno Smith signed. But Mason Graham will be the pick. Will Johnson could make sense for the Jaguars, too. Mason Graham is going to be the pick here for Jacksonville, and he's going to be number 3 true value, draft number 5, so welcome to the Jaguars. Mason Graham, and that is how we will start our draft, and we'll see what we can do in round 2. So obviously we have Brian Thomas, we have Trevor Lawrence at quarterback. So let's go ahead and take a look. I guess I didn't really even look to see what we truly needed before I jumped into this. I was kind of more focused on who they signed in free agency. So offensive line could be upgraded in theory. Wide receiver room isn't horrible. You have Etienne and Bigsby at running backs, so that's fine. And on the defense side of the football, you probably maybe could use a corner. Actually, corner is probably what we should be going, or a middle linebacker, or a safety. So defense is probably where I'm going to prioritize things in this draft. Offensive line also could be addressed too. So let's just go ahead and see what's here. So we have Ashton Jeanty, which would be awesome. We don't need that. Malachi Starks to me makes too much sense right now. Ooh, Benjamin Morrison being here too. Also, I like that. I think I would take Benjamin Morrison. Starks would be great too. But we definitely need a number 1 corner really badly, and I think Benjamin Morrison would address that and then some. So welcome to Jacksonville, Benjamin Morrison, 94 speed, which is why I thought, well, Johnson can make a ton of sense for Jaguars too. But with Benjamin Morrison and adding Mason Graham, I think that's a damn good draft class thus far. All right, so for our last pick here, actually we have 2 round 3s, so let's go ahead and take advantage of that. So we got Kevin Winston. We still need a safety. I did take him yesterday, so I could stay away from that today. We could take Danny Stutzman instead. Or you could even take an O-lineman. You could take a tight end. Our tight end position isn't the best by any means, but it's okay to where I don't feel like I need to take a tight end. I think I might go ahead and still take Kevin Winston. I know I had him in yesterday's video, but we do need a safety pretty badly, so Winston will be the pick here in round 3. So far it's been all defense, and I think what I'm going to do for this last pick is I think I'm going to address the O-line here. So let's go offensive line at round 3, pick 24. And then that should be a nice way to wrap things up. So we have Cornelius, or do we want to take Ernest Green down the board? So either one. I think I'm going to go ahead and take Ernest Green, and that will be our draft. And yeah, so that feels like a pretty decent start. depth for the future there, maybe even a starter one day. So let's go take a look at the lineup for year number 1. So 78 overall in general with a 76 offense and 81 defense as we get to open up the season against the Houston Texans. But let's go ahead and see what things are looking like right now. So here is what your offense looks like. So Ernest Green is a starter right away, which I don't hate the idea of, but you have Macari, Cleveland, Little, Mitch Morse. You have Brian Thomas, De'Ami Brown, Gabe Davis, Brendan Strange, and then, yeah, so that's kind of your offense. Defensively, obviously, we added Mason Graham in the middle. They also drafted Simon and Bailey. Wow, they actually did some favors here, too. And we have Benjamin Morrison, obviously. I'm going to throw him at corner 1 right away, just to kind of give him that chance there. But our D-line looks pretty good. Honestly, Trayvon Walker should probably be moved to left outside linebacker, right? Like, I feel like he's more of a... I could be wrong, but is he more... I feel like he's more of an edge rusher than he is, like, kind of a D tackle. So I'm going to move him to left outside linebacker, see what he can do there. So let's do that right now. So he'll be moved there. And I like that. So that should give Eric Armstead the start there. So I don't mind that. So that's a little bit. And then Josh Allen, you could say the same thing about him. Honestly, this is interesting. Okay, so I'm going to move Josh Allen to right outside. And that should fit a little bit better in this scheme. So I'm going to go with that. At least I think I'm doing this right. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm doing this right. I always get the defensive schemes confused sometimes. I'm an idiot. But regardless, I think that's going to look a little bit better. And then obviously... we could move Foyside or Luakon inside as well, who I believe used to be a middle linebacker anyway. So pass coverage, yeah, let's move him inside. And I think that will make our linebacker room look that much better. So linebacker is going to be set for a while. So that's going to be fixed there. We like that a lot. Maybe it's maybe we're not running like a base 3-4. That's why. But obviously our D-line gets a little bit weaker. But you have Devin Lloyd, Luakon, Trayvon Walker, Josh Allen. So we're running a disguise 3-4. Ah, that's why. Okay, but I'm going to move this to a base 3-4 because that's kind of what we've shifted it to. Got it. All right, now this is what it's going to look like. And then do we move Winston to free safety? I'm not opposed to it. I'll move Benjamin Morrison back to corner 1. I'm going to leave it the way it is for now. But I will see you guys at the end of year 1. Even our offensive scheme fits really good. So that took a little bit of adjusting, but I like where it's at now. And I will see if we make the playoffs in year 1 behind Trevor Lawrence, who is, I think, on the hot seat a little bit. Not going to lie, but he did get paid, so I don't really know if there's doubt on it. So at the end of year number 1, we made the playoffs at 10-7, which is great because obviously this team missed out last year and things just didn't go well at all last year. But this time we do make it, which is awesome. So offensively, we were 11th in the NFL, and defensively also 11th. So that's fantastic. 20-20. Trevor Lawrence would like the interceptions to come down, obviously, but we made the playoffs still. 9 touchdowns, 900 yards. Brian Thomas was really good. De'Ami Brown was good on his 1-year deal. 800 from Brendan Strange, 600 from Josh Reynolds, 400 from Travis Etienne. Did Josh Reynolds sign with the Jaguars? I don't even know if he's supposed to be here. I know he just signed with somebody recently, but I don't know. But whatever. I guess Josh Reynolds snuck on the team somehow. Or maybe he was here and I just didn't realize it. I don't know. 7.5 sacks from Mason Graham, 7 from Eric Armstead, 3.5 from Luakon, 2 from Allen, and 1.5 from Trayvon Walker. So maybe I did do something wrong. Maybe this playbook doesn't benefit what we're running right now. But it was 11th defense. I don't know. I'm confusing myself today with the defensive scheme. But let's go ahead, jump in, and see if we can't take down the Kansas City Chiefs. I have my doubts, but hopefully it works out in our way of beating them because it would be awesome. The Chiefs are the last team that the Jaguars did play in the postseason, so it's kind of full circle in a way. The last time they played in the playoffs, it was in Arrowhead. So we will go down 7-0, and now we're down 14-0, so our offense isn't doing much. We do get a touchdown, though. There's 35 seconds left in the second quarter. So we low-key could make things very interesting here if we tied it. So I'm going to see if I can tie it really quickly because that would give us a whole new ball game. So I'm going to go play action, and we're going to see if they leave Josh Reynolds downfield open and if I'm able to get anything going here. I'm going to give Brian Thomas a chance one-on-one with, no, I don't know who that was. Okay, so that was a pretty thrown ball by Trevor Lawrence. Just unfortunately good play by the defense there. All right, let's see. I'm going to go the classic 4 verts and see if they leave like De'Ami open on a go or something. I'm going to give him a chance. This is going to be underthrown. De'Ami Brown, get a PI. Nope. All right, I'm not doing myself any favors here, but that ball was not thrown deep enough for that to work out. All right, let's come out and tight end attack, see if we can't pick up the first down here. I love what I do on this play. Yep, there we go. They left it open. And now I'm just going to scramble up field and get a first down barely. 15 seconds left. Okay. And we'll run it back again. Let's run it back again and see if they're going to leave one of our options open downfield if they want to bring some pressure up. This time, not really. I think we can barely get this over the top. Brenton Strange. So 9 seconds left. 1 touchdown, 105 yards for Trevor Lawrence. We don't have a ton of time to work with, but I will see if I can't get ourselves closer to field goal range, or maybe, just maybe, they allow us to get a touchdown on them somehow here. Gabe Davis, is he going to be there? Oh my gosh, of course Gabe Davis drops it. Dude, that was a chance. I'm going to kick the field goal, though. All right, let's kick this field goal, tie it, or not tie it, sorry, but make it a 4-point game. So at least get some points here. I usually don't jump in the first season, but I don't know. I felt like it for some reason. And we're down. Okay, so that was pretty much erased, but 13-21, and I probably wasted my time jumping in low-key, but it was fun for a second. We lost 13-28. Might change the defensive playbook this offseason, the way Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker get more sacks. I assume that had something to do with it. But let's go ahead and... Whoops, I just hit something under my table. But let's go ahead and get to the offseason. So back to the drawing board in the offseason, about $43 million in cap space to work with. But I am curious to see if there's anybody making a ton of money here that could be cut. So Gabe Davis, yep, that one feels pretty obvious to me. He dropped a potential game-tying, touchdown in the playoffs, even though it probably wouldn't have mattered anyway. Eric Armstead, same thing. We could save $14 million by cutting him. I think you probably have to do that as well. So they save us a big chunk of change there. Alua Khan still is good enough that I would keep him. Allen, yep, and then Darnell Savage. Probably could cut him too, obviously because we drafted Kevin Winston. So Darnell Savage will also be released, and that will save us a ton of money and should give us enough money to spend a little bit in free agency. So $80 million in cap space to work with. We have Travis Etienne as a free agent, in which there is interest there to bring him back. He is a superstar dev running back. So yeah, let's keep him. And then we got De'Ami Brown, who had a decent season with us. So I'd give him a nice, decent deal, nothing crazy. Anton Harrison's a 5th-year option. Chad Muma, Brown, Wingard. Okay, so we're going to leave the rest of these guys to go. We accepted 5th-year option on Anton Harrison. Probably not. I'm going to leave that open for chance next season, potentially. I know Ernest Green took his starting spot anyway. So let's take a look at the lineup before we jump into signing anybody in free agency first. So 10-7 season, get eliminated in the playoffs, but this is what we're looking like now. So we have no center, apparently. So Anton Harrison starting at the center position right now. So Mitch Morris must have retired. Definitely need a 3rd wide receiver, probably a wide receiver 2 more than likely. Brenton Strange has developed to 77, so I feel like our tight end spot's fine. So yeah, it's just a center basically that we truly need. You could upgrade the offensive line in any way you wanted to, but center is basically the main thing we need. Defensively, obviously, D-line definitely needs some help. Mason Graham starting at left end now, but we definitely need to get a left end and a right end because we cut Eric Armstead. Benjamin Morrison's helpful, and we need a free safety in the worst way possible. So let's go ahead, get a free agency, and spend some money, shall we? So we've made 4 offers in free agency, and one of them on a very good player, as we're after Kirby Joseph, we're after Jameson Williams, Con McGovern, and Grady Jarrett. Obviously, I said we needed free safety really badly, and Kirby Joseph's just sitting here able to be signed. So I'm going to throw him a bag because I want him in the worst way possible on this team. Superstar dev. Whoops. Looks like I don't have enough money to offer that. Superstar dev, free safety. I mean, we need it really badly, but the Jets are in on him too. Let's see if we get him. That'd be awesome. And we do get him. Kirby Joseph signed. So everyone we went after in free agency has signed with us. So Kirby Joseph is going to be a massive upgrade to what we had on defense. And that feels pretty good. Garrett Wilson goes to the Raiders. He was there for the taking, but I just felt like I wanted to go after Kirby Joseph more. So now you have Jameson Williams, De'Ami Brown, Brian Thomas. So that looks good. You got Con McGovern at center now. And then on the defensive side of the football, you have now Grady Jarrett next to Mason Graham. We still need to draft the right end. And still need to draft maybe another corner, but Lewis is fine, and Campbell, and I have Kirby Joseph. So things look a little bit better going into the draft, so I can feel good about that. Also changed defensive playbook to something else where I hope that Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker perform a little bit better, because them combining for 3 sacks was maybe not even that. It was pretty crazy to look at, in my opinion. So let's go ahead, jump into this draft. We obviously won't have like a top pick like we did, but we could still get a, good player or 2 in this draft class with what we're picking. So we have pick 22. So let's go see what falls to our lap, as we do need another end. If Parker is on the board, I think we probably end up taking him today. He usually falls pretty far. So yeah, I think that's where we're going to go with this. We're going to put TJ Parker next to Mason Graham and Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett was just kind of a depth signing. I'd prefer if he didn't start, But if he does, then it's no big deal either. So TJ Parker, welcome to the Jaguars. Very happy to have welcomed you here. And now let's go to round 2, where I might go double down on the D-line if there's another good player worth taking. So we have Drew Aller, York, Samuel, but Zachariah Branch, we have Samuel, Dante Corleone. So Corleone could be the pick, or Bear Alexander. So I do think I'm going to take Bear Alexander and probably move him to where Grady Jarrett's starting. So welcome to the Jaguars, Bear Alexander. So that gives us a couple of guys in the D-line that I think we needed. So yeah, very happy with that. So our defense should be even better, even though it was pretty good last year. So no complaints, obviously, from what they did last year. Just would like to see more sacks from our guys. But pick 86. Let's see what we can do here. So we could take a successor to Trevor Lawrence if we don't like what he does this next year, because I will be honest. I didn't love what I seen out of him last year. 20 and 20 wasn't the greatest. But we do have a great speed corner, so I do think I'm going to take a corner because Jordan Lewis is probably going to keep progressing. So hidden dev, 93 speed corner. So that'll probably be how we wrap up this draft. So let's go take a look at the lineup going into year number 2. All right, so here's your lineup going into year number 2. So it looks like they also drafted us. I believe this is the Penn State running back. Yes, Nicholas Singleton out of Penn State. So could have maybe drafted his teammate and also Drew Aller, but we didn't. So we're still rocking with Trevor Lawrence. But we have Jameson Williams, Brian Thomas, De'Ami Brown, Little, Cleveland, Kyle McGovern, McCarry, Ernest Green, and Brendan Strange. Defensively, we have Kirby Joseph, Josh Allen, Devin Lloyd, Fuasada Luakan, Simon, Trayvon Walker, Bailey, Winston, Campbell, TJ Parker, Graham, Grady Jarrett, and then you have Bear Alexander as well as depth. So Grady Jarrett will still start over Bear Alexander. Delane is in the depth chart too. So I'm hoping for another good season and making the playoffs once again as we did last year. So let's see if history repeats itself and we make it twice in a row. But this time, hopefully, wins the playoff games potentially. We'll see. Well, we did make the playoffs again, but it's because our division was horrible as we finished 8 and 9. So Josh Allen did have more sacks this season, though, which is great because I wanted to see better production. But yeah, our division sucked. 8 and 9 were the 4th seed because of division rules. So that's interesting. But offensively, we're 18th in the NFL. Okay, so I didn't really change anything on offense other than adding more weapons. But defensively, 12th in the NFL. So not bad. Trevor Lawrence continues to just turn the football over way too much, in my opinion. It's getting a little interesting, thinking about him and his potential going forward. So 5 touchdowns from Brian Thomas, 11 from De'Ami Brown, 800 yards from James Williams, and 800 from Brendan Strange, who continues to be really good. Sacks-wise, you had 9 from Mason Graham, 9 from Josh Allen, 6 from TJ Parker, and 3 from Trayvon Walker. So that's solid, I guess. Not from Trayvon Walker necessarily, but Kirby Joseph, 4. 3 interceptions, 2 interceptions, 1 from Luakan, 1 from Winston, and 1 from Benjamin Morrison. Well, we welcome in the Baltimore Ravens. So I will just say this. If Trevor Lawrence performs poorly in the playoffs, there's a chance, if there's an on his contract, that we're moving on from him in this offseason because those interceptions are getting to be way too much. Just too much. So Lamar Jackson versus Trevor Lawrence. We do have a home playoff game by default as we draw an early interception from Jordan Lewis, and we will go up 7-0. They kick a field goal. And we have a 7-3 lead so far. We build on this lead, though, with 44 seconds left. We at least get a field goal. Okay, we could go up 17-3 right now. Trevor Lawrence, you could save your career in Jacksonville right now. And, okay, so the defense is carrying us so far, but how long can they hold on? Finally, the defense lets up a score, and Trevor Lawrence, I think, threw a brutal interception. And he threw another one, I think, if I saw that correctly. So, let's see. He threw an interception, so maybe it wasn't 2. It looked like it was 2. But if there's an out on Trevor Lawrence's contract, we're moving on from this offseason. I can't do it anymore, man. We got to get somebody else in the building. We got to go new quarterback, which won't be the easiest thing to do because replacing QB isn't easy. But I can't sit here and watch Trevor Lawrence be this bad for the rest of this video. Can't do it. So maybe drafting Drew Aller last year would have been our best choice we could have made, but unfortunately we did not make that choice. So if we move on from Trevor Lawrence, it's not like we have like a backup option just waiting in the wings necessarily. So I think I might move on from Trayvon Walker. He's not been that great for us, honestly. Urza Cleveland Strange has been good. Okay, so there's a lot to worry about here, but let's start with some of the important guys. So obviously, except Devin Lloyd to me is probably our main important one because he's an 87 overall. Makes an impact on our defense. He says he's going to test for agency, but I say no. You're going to get franchise tags. Devin Lloyd's going to be franchise tagged. Think Bigsby, Urza Cleveland, Strange. I mean, Strange has been very good for us, so I would like to keep Brendan Strange. He's also up to star dev, so we'll keep him around. Only leaves us with a $9.5 million cap room now. So we pretty much have to choose between, I think, Cleveland or Trayvon Walker, which I think I'm gonna keep. I think I'm gonna keep Cleveland. Actually, we don't even have enough money for either of them, I bet, if I look at it. Yeah, no. So we're gonna have to let both of them walk. That's fine. Okay. So also, I want to see. I'm not gonna cut Trevor Lawrence because that would just be insane. I think we gotta trade him. Trading him would be the best way to go about this. But is there an out on his salary to where it wouldn't hurt us? I mean, I guess it doesn't really. No, not at all. Negative 55.5 million. So even trading him would do us nothing, basically. Oh, wow. We might have to roll with him again. We just changed the playbook? I don't know. I wanted to move on from him, I'm not going to lie, but I don't know if that would really do anything. Wow. So we have $15 million in cash space. So let's take a look at our lineup now. I was kind of hoping that Trevor Lawrence would have an out. We could still trade him, but I don't know. I'd have to look at it. So 82 overall, and we do need a guard because Cleveland was not able to be brought back. So Josh Allen, Louis Khan, David Bailey now starts. Graham's up to superstar dev at least. Barry Alexander starting now. Campbell, Jones, and then Delane is ready. Okay, that's fine. So defense, I feel fine about. To me, I actually like our team a lot. Offensive line could be so much better, don't get me wrong. But and then weapons are fine too. It's the quarterback for me, and then our offensive line. So that's what I really want to upgrade this offseason if possible, but we don't really have a ton of wiggle room to make things happen. So if I traded Trevor Lawrence away, no offers. There's literally no offers. Okay, so no one's trading for him. $35 million cap hit. I mean, even if I trade him, who am I gonna take? Do I get Arch Manning? I think we gotta keep him. There's no way we're getting rid of him. If there was a simple salary cut, I definitely think that could be something we could do, but I don't think that's gonna be an avenue we could take. So we have $15 million in cap space. So what I think we should do is we should go all in on the offensive line and hope that makes things better. So Josh Allen, that would free up $12 million. Campbell would free up $9 million. Louis Khan. Okay, so I'm going to restructure both these guys right here, and we're going to go in on offensive line and free agency, and that's what we're going to hope saves the day. So let's just go ahead and take a look to see what might be available to us. So we have Aiden Hudson, Fred Warner, Colin Hamilton, Linderbaum. Linderbaum would be pretty awesome to bring in right now if we could bring him in. So that would be my ideal candidate. There is some good players here like Fred Warner. Colin Hamilton is interested in us, but I think we need offensive line more than anything. So I'm going to offer Linderbaum a nice deal, see if we can get him to sign, and see if we have any chance of getting him. The Jets, once again, are neck and neck with us, but let's upgrade our offer even further. And I also see Ronnie Stanley, too. So we're probably going to go after both these guys, and that will be our free agency. We're going to even draft some. So Ronnie Stanley has no offers right now, so we should be able to get him. Nope, just kidding. Nope, we don't have enough money, so we can't go after him. Unless if we have Joe Tittman here, though, who actually might have money for, so I'm going to offer him a contract. This is 2 centers we're going after in free agency right now, but we can move guys around if we need to. So Linderbaum, please sign with us. I would love you forever. And we get him. Okay, so we can move both these guys to guard or somebody to guard. We'll figure it out. But I still feel like we need another tackle, which we don't have. Ronnie Stanley's still sitting here, though. So we can still get Ronnie Stanley. We just have to restructure some contracts or something. So yeah, that might, or we could even trade for a tackle as well. But let's move things around really quickly before I do that. So I restructured another contract as we've shifted things around, but the last guy I want to go after, like I said, is going to be Ronnie Stanley. So we're basically, oh, I still don't have enough money though. Damn it. Okay. Got to do one more thing, which I will do. I think there might be somebody we could just cut, but as long as we have enough for Ronnie Stanley, we're basically going to try to be building the Ravens O-line because we have Macari already. We have Linderbaum now. So there's Louis Khan. There's Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis should give us enough. I'm going to cut him now. That should give us enough money to go after Ronnie Stanley. Let's see if there's anybody else, just in case I don't have to worry about this again. So we can cut Connor McGovern or Mason Smith or Patrick McCarry. We can actually probably cut Patrick McCarry, funny enough, because we're going to be going after... we already have our guard now, which I'll show you in just a second. But we need to sign Ronnie Stanley first, because then our O-line would look much better, and Trevor Lawrence would have no excuses at all. So Ronnie Stanley, let's give him an offer. He has no other offers right now, I believe, so we should be getting him by default. So if he signs that, which he does, I think, yep, all right. So let's take a look at this offensive line before we head into the draft. So this is what it's going to look like, and I'm pretty happy with it because we said we needed to form our O-line. We've done that in one offseason. So you now have Ronnie Stanley, McGovern, Linderbaum, Tittman, and Ernest Green. So it looks much better than what we've had, so I'm very happy with that. I'm kind of surprised Linderbaum isn't like superstar dev considering he's a 93 overall, but whatever. I don't know. I guess I don't know what the criteria is for offensive linemen to go up in depth traits. But let's jump into the draft now. And we pretty much have everything we could possibly want, other than maybe we draft somebody at quarterback to put some pressure on Trevor Lawrence so we can finally start acting right. I don't know. Maybe we even change the offensive playbook, because I've been running the Bucs playbook because of Liam Cohen, which our offense has been good, but the interceptions are just baffling. So let's take a look at pick 19. If there's a quarterback to be taken, might have to put some pressure on you, my friend. So has Arch Manning not been taken so far? I don't think. Oh my. Or no, he went to the Cardinals. Damn. I was like, dude, I don't think Arch Manning's gone, but no, he's gone. Okay, so we have McCann. What other quarterbacks do we have? Do we just draft a first round quarterback for the hell of it? We have Daniel Schmidt at Louisville, which I have no idea. Is there no good quarterbacks in this draft class? You know what, Trevor Lawrence? I think you're chilling for another day, because I don't think I like any of these options. So we're going to just draft some depth, I guess. So we're going to start with Tevin McCann to be depth piece at D tackle. And I'm going to let the assistant GM draft the rest, because at this point, I'm cool with my roster, and we can just go into year number 3 with the expectations that we will finally have a good season with Trevor Lawrence not throwing so many damn interceptions. Might change the offensive playbook too. We'll see. So at the end of year number 3, I generally thought we missed the playoffs. I was like, damn, but we went 15-2. Wow. Trevor Lawrence, passing yards, led the league. 25 sacks for Mason Graham, by the way. Okay, so I will tell you, I switched to Dallas's playbook. So I'm not actually surprised by this offense probably being so damn good. But let's take a look at it. So obviously we can just skip to divisional now, because we're not in wildcard weekend, which is great, because we can sit on our butts for a week, and we get to play the Chargers in round 1. So let's take a look at the player stats. So offensively, 4th in the NFL. Hopefully those interceptions finally came down, but we'll see. And then defensively, we were 30 in the NFL. So both sides of the ball, top 5. Finally get a less than 20 interception season from Trevor Lawrence. It was getting kind of insane. With 27-9, I guess all I needed was a playbook change. 15 touchdowns, 1,000 yards from Travis Etienne. De'Ami Brown was damn good. 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns, 1,000 from Brian Thomas, 800 from Williams, 800 from Brendan Strange, 300 from Travis Etienne. Sacks-wise, as we saw, Mason Graham was dominant. Parker with 14, 10 from Josh Allen, 4.5 from Devin Lloyd, 4 from Bailey, 3 from Bear Alexander, 2 from Glenn Miller, 1 from Wilcon, 1 from Winston, 1 from Jordan Jefferson, half from Jones, and then, yeah, a bunch of half of sacks. Interceptions. 3 from Jarian Jones, which I don't even know where he came from, but shout out to him. 2 interceptions from Benjamin Morrison, 1 from Lloyd, 1 from Luacon, and 1 from Winston, and 1 from Delane. So let's go ahead, jump in, and play the Chargers, and this is the last time the Jaguars won a playoff game as well, so it's full circle again. So let's see if we can't beat them again. Justin Herbert is going to be seeking revenge after what happened to them last time, but hopefully we can put them out of their misery again. The second time these two quarterbacks have matched up in the postseason, so let's see how this is about to go, as our defense allows a early field goal, but our offense will respond with one as well. Touchdown to the Chargers, and I was hoping we see like a monkey see, monkey do thing, but we do tie it up 10-10. We go score a touchdown this time. Yeah, 17-13. Get a stop on defense finally. That puts us up 20-13, but the Chargers will tie it. It's now 20-20 with 33 seconds left. So we simply just need to get ourselves in field goal range, and we can win this game. So that seems easy enough. We got all 3 timeouts. 20-20 ball game. So as long as we get one big chunk play, we should be very close to what we wanted accomplished. So let's get Brendan Strange involved here. Gonna get like 9 yards. Let's call it first time out. So that was just a drive starter. And now let's go to level sail, and let's see if we can either get ETN underneath, or we can throw Williams on a go route as well. They actually might leave Williams open up the seam. They will. That's gonna be field goal range and more. No one's gonna catch Jameson Williams, and we are gonna allow the Chargers some time. So as long as they don't score with 21 seconds left, we are... Oh, okay, we get an interception. Low-key, I thought they scored. But DeAndre Prince, which I don't even know some of these guys that are playing. But we win, 27-20. Jameson Williams outraced everybody. We're moving on to the AFC Championship, sorry. And now we get the Pittsburgh Steelers in the AFC Championship game. These two teams, once upon a time, when the Jaguars were known as the Jacksonville Jaguars and Ben Roethlisberger, AUB, and Le'Veon Bell still existed, that these two teams met up in the divisional weekend, but I believe that's the last time we've seen these two teams play in the playoffs. The Steelers will come out 3-0, and our offense will go up 3 to... Oh, I thought we were about to score a touchdown there, but defense gets a stop. It's 6-3 now. Defense keeps getting stops. There's 2 seconds left. Probably won't do anything with 2 seconds. And we get an interception from Jarian Jones, 13-3. The Steelers will make it interesting with 6-13, but we will go up 20-6. That's probably going to be all she wrote. but they do have 2 timeouts, and that's all she wrote. So just like that, we beat the Steelers in the AFC Championship. Get revenge. Actually, no, the Jaguars beat the Steelers in the divisional last time they played. So we're moving on to the Super Bowl. So let's go see who's in front of us there. But Trevor Lawrence finally having himself a good season. Very happy with it. And of course, who else but the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl game? So let's go ahead and see if we can't finish this video off with a Lombardi. As we go up 7-3, defense gets a stop, and we're now up 14-3. But the Eagles are not going to go away easily as they take the lead back. We do have the ball out of the second half, but the Eagles look to maybe take the lead here with more, and that might be all she wrote. Oh, wait a minute. There's 56 seconds left. 20-14. We do have no timeouts. We have to keep that in mind, but I have a chance here to win us this game on a touchdown. That's all we need. So I'm going to throw Brian Thomas on a go. This is the play we did earlier where, you know, James Williams outraced everybody, but probably ain't going to allow something easy like that to happen. But we do have De'Ami Brown open, and I wasn't able to get him out of bounds, but let's go spike this ball if we can. So there's gonna be 35 seconds left. Okay, so that gets us closer. Nice. We're on their territory now. So let's go tight end in and see what they want to do about this. Okay, so we have De'Ami Brown. All right, we probably will look for James Williams underneath, if nothing else. Probably just gonna go to that. Get out of bounds. Doesn't get us much, but it gets us a little bit closer. I was looking at ETN on the wheel route, but I think they would have had it well covered. Okay, so it's 20-14. James Williams is very fast, so I wonder if he can burn Quinyon Mitchell. I think he might have done it. Quinyon Mitchell, can he make the play? No, he cannot. Jameson Williams burns Quintanamo Bay, whatever you want to call him. Okay, but I will say there is still plenty of time for the Eagles to get downfield with 3 timeouts. So fingers crossed they don't do it. And oh my gosh. Of course they did. Damn. What a heartbreaking way to lose. Ah, man, that sucks. Wow. Well, you win some, you lose some, right? Damn, dude. I thought we had a Lombardi in our grasp and the Eagles did that. I should have known, though. All right, guys. Well, that was fun while it lasted. I will see y'all in the next one. What a heartbreaking way to end this one off. I don't know why I didn't show the celebration. That's interesting. I didn't even click anything. But all right, this is Crushables saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.